Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulous friends. Welcome to another episode of Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, Marni, and joining me is my darling, delightful, delicious, dainty daughter, Taylor.
I love it. You know I have to join in on that dainty. Hello, beautiful, sexy, awesome, gorgeous people.
Thank you guys for listening as always. And today's episode is All That's Gold Doesn't Glitter.
Yup.
All That's Gold Doesn't Glitter.
And that is very clear after, the release of superstar Taylor Swift's album, who talks about, as you know,
I keep saying it in my head. Did I say it right?
Yeah, all that's gold doesn't glitter.
Okay.
Yeah, because someone,
or was it all that's glitter doesn't? Because it could be both ways. Because we're all sparkly.
No, all that's gold doesn't glitter. No, I think that's the right way to say it. I'm thinking about it in my head. I'm like, nope, that's it.
Okay.
We're right. No, we're right, guys. We're on the right track here. Yeah, no, that Taylor Swift, Mrs. Glitter Sparkly Girl, was not feeling very glitter sparkly for many years of her life, which we'll dive into shortly.
Relatable. I have been one big bedazzled mess my whole life, and nobody thought I was messy because I was all sparkly, but on my inside, wow.
And I think this also, all that's gold doesn't glitter, is never judge a book by its cover ever, because someone
ever.
Yeah.
That's a shout out to Eva.
Someone may appear to have all of their shit together, maybe because they're in a full Dior outfit and a full face of Armani makeup, but you have no idea what's going on inside.
The reason I started my book and this whole journey, because when I was at a meeting at Noah's school, this lady called the meeting because of, our kids or whatever. And she said to me, all of us aren't as privileged as you. And I was like, woman, I have been in a fetal position in my bathroom crying. I am so broken on the inside.
I you know what?
I know.
If I was ever around someone who said that to you, like, sorry, we're not all as privileged as you, I would say to them, you shut your fucking mouth right now, because I have seen my mother at the lowest of low, the darkest of dark.
But then I can put on a smile like that. I could go from to, hey, everybody.
I know.
It's like insane, because and when I used to think with my ego, I never wanted anybody to know what was going on within me. I don't want what people to think, or what are they going to think, and what are they going to say. So I am always, my nature, through all my tragedies and trauma, I've always smiled, and I never let it turn me bad. So that's what's the hardest thing for me in my business, what I'm doing now, is letting people get past the fucking sparkles. Just because I smile, laugh, and sparkly doesn't mean I'm not a trauma survivor. I know how to let people know never to give up. I mean, I don't think anybody could live a day in my life that I've been through.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think I allow what people think of me to upset me, because one, nothing can upset us more than our own thoughts.
Oh, that's damn right. Yeah. Right? Unfortunately, everybody's their own worst enemy. I was actually on kind of that note that you don't care what people think of you. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and he was like, he said something.
I'm not going to ask which friend. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can keep it anonymous.
Oh, no, it's okay. It was my friend Charlie. And
hi, Charlie.
And I'm talking to him, and I said something, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care what people think of me. He's like, yes, you do. I'm like, Charlie, you have known me for like 13 years now. I have been the wackiest, craziest, out of the box person. Like, what do you mean? If I cared what people thought of me, I would never act the way that I have the last 13 years.
Because it's none of your business.
And he was like, okay, you're right. You know what? I was like, of course I don't care what people think of me. And life is so
Can I just tell
better
you
that way.
Why I love Melanie, his mom? From the very first time I met her, you were performing. Okay. Well, this was the morph suit summer, I think.
Okay, this was back in 2011.
2011. I'll give a visual quickly, but you were doing something and she came up to me. She goes, "Are you dying?" Just like that.
That was at the camp reunion in like 2015.
Was it that? Oh, well,
Yes.
Melanie
You had met her
loved
many
you.
times before.
Well, your first summer at Camp Blue Ridge. Camp Blue Ridge.
Yeah, we love you. My
So
whole
Taylor,
life.
you wrote me a letter and you said, "I have a crush on this boy. I have a new boyfriend. His name's Charlie." Whatever. And I was like, "Oh my God, I know him. I know that family like forever."
Mhm.
And then it was, I think, superhero social night.
Yeah.
And you were pink Supergirl and he was in a blue morph
Yeah.
suit. And you guys are the cutest, but not. I mean, just talking about your friendship with
Yeah,
Charlie,
of course.
he knows you're wackiest. You cannot be any more authentic Taylor
Yes.
than what Charlie has seen.
Yeah.
And that's the best kind of friendship.
No,
because
it truly is. I like to say that, I don't like to say, I say often, like, I don't have that many guy friends, but like Charlie, he is, one of my great guy friends. He knows everything about me.
Well, that's
and
because he also will say, when I like Taylor, it was cool and all, but she took it a little too much of the obsessive part of it.
Oh yeah, my OCD, my undiagnosed, untreated
Right.
OCD. Let's just say my obsessive behaviors got a little out of hand at times, but
Became a little boy crazy over Charlie, but he knows
on.
that you're like Taylor.
Exactly, and I know that he loves me for me, not in romantic way, but in a friendship way, of course. So anyway, we got off on the whole tangent
but
about Charlie, which he's gonna love.
I'm
this.
obsessing that we are literally talking about Charlie in this episode because he knows I adore him.
He's gonna love this so much. I can't wait to send it to him. But anyway, so just
I want to ask you a question about
Oh,
Taylor Swift.
okay.
I was waiting to listen with the episode with you. I had a personal setback this past week.
Yeah.
Last Friday, I found myself in a position where I became very depressed and I live in this functional freeze. Like I just exist, but I don't move.
I like that you call it a functional freeze because that's a great way to describe it. Yeah.
It's a true term. And
Okay.
what I do is it's like I'm there, but my body is there, my mind is not. And I'm so exhausted from processing what happened that allowed me to be sad and replaying it. And it broke my heart and I couldn't move. So it took me a week. But I need it because my mental health was sick, just like my physical body would be sick.
No, I'm a very, very big believer in taking the time you need to heal your mind, however long that may be, for any reason. For anyone who's listening, never feel obligated to snap out of, a sad moment. Take that time. You know yourself better than anyone. Give yourself however long you need to heal, and don't you dare let anyone make you feel bad about it.
But what I learned from this was, don't say to me who the people I was interacting with. It's like, "Oh, don't let that upset you." And it's you're not supposed to understand. We're not supposed to understand. And I'm having, I'm explaining boundaries to people. And we're going to go back to the Taylor Swift thing. No. There was a reason because I wanted to discuss it with you, but I was so internally sad this past week that I didn't want to talk to anybody. But oh, now I forgot. Let's just go to Taylor Swift now.
Train of thought. It'll come back
I lost
to you.
my train of thought. I don't know if it's menopause, if it's depression.
Could be a
I don't know
whole
what
slew
it
of things.
is. But
Yeah.
once I get that thought, I better spit it out and not go
Right.
around in circles.
To just get it out there.
So the one thing I want to say, the song she did about hating her birthday, no. Nobody hates their birthday more than me, and now my sister Taylor Swift, my girl.
Yep, the line is, "I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday every day." Obviously, she's insinuating that she is depressed every year on her birthday. So the reason that I think that this album, not only is it her best work, I mean, that is a given, but she is so raw and vulnerable. Like, think about the most famous person in the world right now. I'm not going to say of all time because I know she's not, but right now in current times, she is probably one of the most well-known names in the entire world. And for her to release 2 hours of poetry that details her life, her mental health struggles, she clearly states multiple times how depressed she was and how she put on a facade every show for what was like 100,000 people almost in every audience. And she details how she would get out there. Everyone thought that she was living this amazing life, but she was hurting so much inside.
What blows me away, this is why she's not human. I mean, she is just
No,
from
she
this
is
other
not.
planet. Because when I am depressed, my brain can't not only think of thoughts, but put together poetic lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, the lyrical poetry she puts together and was able to do in her fetal position of crying.
Mhm.
How? Like, she is so not human,
Right.
which I am obsessed with her for that reason.
Oh, of course. And that's why I think her success is so major. And it's literally like this extravagant amount of success because because
so raw and
she's
vulnerable.
And the lyrics she writes, like people are so funny. They're like, me listening to Taylor, like, can't tell if I'm happy or sad for you, Taylor, but love the album because the vocabulary she uses is so intricate. So
I don't know which song it was, and I want to go back and watch. A lot of divorced women were like in their cars saying, "You healed me, you get it." Like,
yeah.
I mean, I have my life. I mean, I was addicted to Daddy before we got together. It was an addiction. I couldn't function unless I heard from him. It was just so.
And Taylor Swift, she seems to be the same way.
I know. That's why she's my soul sister.
She seems to have a very, I'm like, I wish I knew her personally, but
I feel like we do.
But based off of the, all of her discography in this 2-hour album she just
discography.
Yeah, that's what, her whole catalog, her discography. Based off what she put on these 2 hours, she is boy crazy or obsessed with the idea of love and gets attached to these guys.
Do you know anything about that, Tay?
A little bit. And I think that's why, me and so many other girls, but, talking about guys too, don't want to discriminate at all. But the reason that I relate to her so much is she actually says in one of her songs, I forget which one, she goes, "We go from one kiss to getting married." And that is the epitome of the way I think. Oh, I was listening with Brie the night it came out, and I was, reading the lyrics as I went along, because you have to with this album and every Taylor Swift song. And she goes, "We go from one kiss to getting married." And I said to Brie, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. That's literally the way my brain thinks. And it's just, and I have to say that I'm really happy that Taylor Swift is so vocal about her depression, about her low moments, because
I don't feel alone. No, I mean, it makes me want to speak out and inspires me to talk about things and to know we're all in this together.
She has $1 billion. She has millions and hundreds of millions, probably like close to maybe 1 billion fans around the world. And she is still so sad all the time.
Does she have imposter syndrome? Does she mention that?
Maybe, honestly, maybe indirectly. Oh, she did say that a lot of this of her wounds is self-inflicted.
Wow.
So you know what? Maybe she does. She's never like explicitly said, maybe in one of her interviews a long time ago, but she's never to my knowledge that she has imposter syndrome, but I'm sure she's got a lot she calls her a tortured poet. There's a lot going on in that brain of hers.
Wow. You understand.
A lot of pain and suffering, which she's really opened up.
And I love that she opens up this conversation. Look, I thought I could start the conversation. Okay, Marni Goldman in Miami, but to have somebody like Taylor Swift and to piggyback off of what she's saying opens a door that I never thought would be open.
If you think about every big artist in history, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, just Cher, Madonna, these big names, none of them sing about their struggles, real struggles, the way Taylor Swift does. She's a one in a lifetime.
I feel so
artist,
not alone.
A one in a lifetime. Everything.
I mean, it's crazy because she really does inspire me to do what I do, to talk about I never in a million years, I didn't even want to start promoting my book in Miami because I was embarrassed because everything took place in Miami. And it's like, what the fuck? I am Miss Miami. But because Taylor Swift is so open about sharing.
Oh, it's, you know what I like to say in my head? It's like, it almost feels illegal to know, like, all these details about her life. Like, I know that her and Maddie Healy, the lead singer of the band,
is that the typewriter?
Yes.
Okay.
I know that he would go to her apartment, get stoned, eat a bunch of food, and then pass out while she like rubbed his head. Like,
no.
Oh, wait.
She did not. She would be the type then that would wipe a tear away.
Wait, she goes, "You smoked, then ate 7 bars of chocolate. We declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. I scratch your head, you fall asleep like a tattoo golden retriever." So I'm picturing them laying in her bed, he's smoking a joint, eating chocolate. They're talking about the music industry, giving him a kepi rub, and he falls asleep. Like, she literally details, "No, Mom, you need to go."
But why? See, it's like we all say, you are Taylor Swift. Like when she's like, thank you for coming to the Eras tour. No, thank you for being alive.
No, you don't understand. Like, and I think now, and I'm so blessed to be able to say that I'm going to her show May 12th.
How does she say je t'aime? What does she say?
She goes, and we were never getting back together. He calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And then whenever she's in France, she goes, je t'aime, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
Je t'aime, what does that mean?
I love you.
Oh, je t'aime, everybody. Je t'aime, Eva.
Eva's my best friend who lives in Paris, who I'm actually going to visit and see the show with. But
will
anyway,
you be like Belle and bring back a baguette?
Of course I will. Yeah. So what I'm saying is I have the privilege of being able to see Taylor after she released this album. Her Paris shows are the first shows.
Well, she's not going to sing any of it. She's doing the Eras tour. She's not going to do. She's doing Tortured Poet stuff.
Nobody knows. This is the big hot
Oh, we're going to
topic.
get the scoop from you, Tay.
Oh, yeah. So unfortunately, she's in Paris for 4 nights. We're the last night, so we'll get it. Yeah, I know. We'll see. A few days before we go, but nobody really knows if she's going to add a whole new set list, a whole new Tortured Poets Department era, because nobody knows the way Taylor Swift's mind works. She could do anything, but I know for a fact she always does her surprise songs at every show. So I know for a fact I'll be hearing something from the album. I just don't know if it'll be 7 songs, 1 song, 2 songs, whatever.
This is a weird question. Of course, you remember when she was singing in the rain?
Mm-hmm.
And there was something at this moment when she stopped to take it all in. And I think that was her releasing Joe, her boyfriend, washing it away. The rain was taking away all that pain.
Oh, I believe it. We now know that for the first probably, 2 to 3 months of her show, that she was healing, that she was going through a very rough time.
I can't go to the supermarket. How did she do this?
In the song, she goes, I'm miserable and nobody even knows. Yes, that's
and she wasn't even at a Diddy party.
Oh, God. But I think that I'm just so grateful that we have someone of her magnitude of fame. Like I've said before, the most famous person right now on the planet talking about mental health. There's no bigger win than that. There is no bigger win than that for the mental health community.
We have a close second or a second when you have Lady Gaga.
No.
And, there's Selena and but Taylor Swift puts it in a different hemisphere.
Yes. She's in a whole other league. Yeah. Correct. The way, of course, Lady Gaga and Selena, they are huge advocates for mental health, but they don't write about it as much in their music like Taylor does.
I mean,
they do touch on it, but Taylor Swift takes it to a whole other level.
Like she experienced that same pain that I had
yes.
when I would, I mean, I've talked about, I didn't have the umbrella, but I had those bamboo sticks in our house that I got triggered and I would slam them. And I don't know who I was, what was happening to me. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was traumatizing and horrible, but that's called mental illness.
And my family none of us, nobody, the world didn't know about mental illness. So when you're being called an animal and stop doing this, and when you're getting yelled at while crying is one of the worst forms of human interaction, but nobody understood because of the stigma. So the more I talk about it, the less stigmatized it becomes. Of course,
and I'm going to say it again, so grateful that Miss Taylor Swift is opening up the conversation even more, saying that I have all this money, all this fame, all of these awesome friends, and I still want to die. She literally says, at some point, I forget the exact lyrics, I'm still learning.
So
but
she had suicidal ideation at one point.
She goes something about it's like that, or I might as well die inside. Whatever it was, right. I'm sure she's never explicitly said, I want to, kill myself. But I am, based off of this album, Mom, I'm sure she's had some dark thoughts. I'm sure of it.
If I would have had, like you say, somebody to listen to Queen Taylor Swift to understand what I was going through, it would have put so much in perspective.
Think about how this type of music would have changed, your generation, and the generations that come before you. Unfortunately, the idea of being depressed is so frowned upon. It is so frowned upon. If you say I am depressed, you are put in a mental asylum.
No, because if you were to call Fancy Schmancy, how's everything? She goes, when I used to talk to her, she goes, everything's terrific. Just like that.
Sorry, I'm forgetting a huge part of the Tortured Poets Department. It's a lot. The album, she talks about a mental asylum a lot, and all the promo for the album, they were showing psych hospitals. She talks about being in a mental hospital.
Taylor, if you're listening,
oh my God,
Taylor, if you're listening, if anybody happens to listen and knows Taylor Swift, I get you. We speak mental health. So you're welcome on my podcast anytime.
Yeah, right. Taylor, if you ever want to come on, one of the big lyrics is, "You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me." We're assuming that has something to do with like a mental asylum. Obviously not literally. All of her stuff is...
No, it's all in her head.
Right, of course. But you wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised. She's cray.
You know what I'm obsessed about,
And I love that so much about her.
When I watched one of her documentaries, when she would analyze her body, because we both have because now I'm Taylor Swift, okay? The body dysmorphia.
No, but you know what? I'll let you finish in a second, but you comparing yourself to Taylor Swift, good. I love that she is making it where normal, average people can relate to her. That even though she's this mega star, she's still relatable, and she's giving that opportunity to us to relate to her. So sorry,
so many
go
people
back to
are.
that.
It's okay. So many. You'll remind me what I was talking about. People are tapping into feelings I bet they didn't even know they had.
Oh my God, I think myself included, for sure. I mean, she just. Every major, Variety and Rolling Stone. I mean, all these major outlets have just wrote these insanely positive reviews about the album because it's just.
Did you see? And we all know Kanye's goo, but there was a TikTok where North dressed up like Ice Spice, and it was kind of mocking. And Kanye was like, "Don't do." He goes, "I just called Kim and told her not to do that. Don't start shit."
Oh, really? Wait,
yes.
I didn't know this.
You didn't know that?
No. Is this
Brianna,
recent?
yes, it was like this morning or yesterday.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Kanye was like, "Don't bring my daughter into this shit."
Taylor has a song about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I know. That's what made me bring that up.
Oh, yeah, where she thanks her, honestly, for without what Kim and Kanye did to her, she wouldn't have healed the way she did.
Did you see the clip when Chris was talking to Kim? And we're friends, so we go by first names. And she goes, "Maybe you should just call Taylor
up." Oh, that's
I love her. I love her mom. Just call her." And Kim's like, "Have a nice day."
Yeah, it's a viral sound on TikTok. Why don't you just call Taylor up? Yeah, okay, yeah, no, but
can I just say something completely off track to make you laugh? So your bedroom, the rod of your curtain fell, and in order to block out the sun, we used a push pin with a towel.
Oh, yeah, guys, you don't understand. Like, I'm living, like, right now, swear to God, my room, my 85-pound dog stepped on my drapes, pulled down the whole rod, the rope, everything.
And rather than me fix it.
Right. And we are having someone come, shout out Lawrence, we are having someone come fix it. But I needed something. I don't want to wake up at, 7 a.m. with the sun in my eyes every day. So I took a towel, a beach towel, literally a towel, and like another extra curtain we had, and push pinned it into my wall. It is quite a humbling. It is funny because I live in a normal, nice, comfortable home, and I am using a towel as a curtain.
Because I'm just looking at our beautiful pink sparkles behind us.
I know. It's just funny that, I just, and I don't care at all. It's just
one of my favorite, and I have to go back now to my sister, Taylor Swift, my soul sister, because when she talks about the mirror balls, I talk about disco ball, mirror ball, they're the same thing. She knows she fell apart like I did, millions of pieces, and we put ourselves back together and we illuminate the shiniest than we ever thought we would shine. Yes. Now I think I'm like the suburb mom version of Taylor Swift. Okay?
I know, I love it. Please keep comparing yourself to her. We always knew.
I'm a Swiftie over 50. Of course I'm gonna make the whole place shimmer.
Yeah. I love that. And again, like I am so happy that Taylor, and you know what? She laid it all out there. We know everything. We knew that. I know that Joe fell out of love with her, but kept the relationship going. And Taylor's like, "Do you love me? Do you not?" Blah, blah, blah. And then Maddie Healy, her other boyfriend, is just like a crazy stoner. And now she feels safe and protected with Travis. She has taken us through the last almost 10 years of her life. I mean, it's just, I've been listening to the album nonstop, but I can't wait to memorize every single lyric. I really have the full story.
Mama Kelsey said she's like in awe of Taylor Swift and her magical, poetic brilliant
No, it's
mind.
it's the most. It broke every record in less than a week.
But I
most
do
streamed
hope, though,
album, most streamed everything.
the
I don't
next
know.
album she does, that's going to be more like of Travis, is going to be
Yes,
like
it is.
1989. Like we're going to throw, something.
Well, so I do agree with that. I do think the next, so she does have Reputation, her version, that is going to come out. I think it's the next release. Don't know when, but I do think that there will be a brand new album. Like she has Lover, which was, about Joe. And I do think that for sure there will be a more happy,
How does she
uplifting
do this?
album
I'm
about
just-
Travis, her relationship with him in the next year or two.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I cannot go to Walgreens if I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I cannot go to get a glass of water or
No,
a
she
shower.
definitely had high functioning depression, like the highest of the highs, because she would go and perform for like almost like when she would do her shows, like 2, 3, 4 nights in a certain city, she's performing for in total almost like 500,000 people in that city. I mean, depending, that's obviously.
Remember that girl that said she was a backup dancer that was my friend on Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I know every single dancer, every single picture.
Yeah,
every
I
single
couldn't find any proof of that. Yeah, someone told my mom she like connected with someone. She's like, yeah, I was Taylor Swift's backup dancer, and I was like,
and I was
girl,
like,
no,
hi,
you weren't.
can you have Taylor leave a message for my daughter's birthday?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, I remember. Like, yeah, gullible idiots. I mean, but anyway,
we have Taylor Swift.
I know. I just have to say that a lot of Taylor Swift's album touches on so many aspects of mental health.
Goes back to our title, because just because she's sparkling and glittering does not mean there isn't internal
that she's
pain.
feeling it, and on the outside she may look like she's sparkling and glittering. But on the inside she's not. That's what the whole premise of the song "I Can Do It With a Broken Heart" is literally about. Putting on this show.
Wow.
Figuratively and literally putting on this show for millions of people, but then feeling like actual shit and crap inside. And you know what? Not everyone can do what she did. There are some people out there who let depression really keep them from living life, which is, depression is such an evil, sick disease. It is so sad.
The girl.
And that just all, sorry, I just want to finish my thought
Okay.
really quick just before I lose it. And that just all goes back to, if you are feeling those feelings of sadness, please reach out for help. Please, life is too short to live it hurting. I mean, there's so much good out there.
I heard this morning, I watch motivational videos all the time, and this guy was telling a story that he needed, his friend reached out to him, and she was very depressed, and he's like, why didn't you ever call me before? She goes, I did try to text you, and it took only 8 minutes for her. Statistics show it takes 8 minutes for somebody just to have someone there to talk to. And that's why 988 has been so successful without having an emergency crisis unit come, because most people just wanted to be heard.
Yeah.
So that
which is with you, I think you've experienced that personally, that you just, knock on wood, no one's ever had to come actually.
There was no 988. I would have needed it.
No, but when you called 988, like what, 6 months ago?
No,
something?
I'm talking about years ago. There was no 988.
But I would say I'm just thankful that they talked you through it, and that you calmed down. That their advice and their insight, no one's ever, knock on wood, had to come and like physically help you,
because most
just
people
over the phone
just want to be heard, not judged.
And I want to say though, my mom, guys, like she is depressed. You will always live with depression.
Always live with depression.
But you were at such a low point, and talking to 988 truly helped her. So I just want to say, we're not just all talk here. 988 truly works. I've witnessed it with my own eyes. I thought you were going to harm yourself. You spoke to 988 and you're here alive.
Yeah.
Talking healthy.
And I learned from the key to pure happiness is awareness and acceptance of what you have, what you go through, and who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I know what my
Absolutely.
triggers are, so I will never put myself in a position to be triggered, overstimulated, over-sensoried, whatever it may be. So now that I'm aware of it, I don't have to put myself through it.
Awareness is key for sure. So anyway, the Tortured Poets Department, it is
Our merchandise.
brilliant. Please go listen to it. And we have some now
Yeah,
on our Etsy store.
merch. Oh,
Fabulously Flawed,
With
2ds.net takes you right to our Etsy store, or just go on Etsy and search Fabulously Flawed with 2Ds. We actually have the Tortured Poets Department merch, along with merch about gay uncles and
Dunkles.
being nice to people.
You know what?
And
Our
trendy
merch-
artwork, literally everything.
It's fun, feel good
Yes.
products.
Fun, feel-good products, from canvases to sweatshirts to sweatpants to hats to sunglasses and everything in between.
Everything. It's
Yeah.
like there isn't it's like, that's why when I go to shop at my own store, I look at my cart and it's like, okay, I need to delete a few items.
Yeah, and we can also personalize anything for you. We've made personalized mugs of like pictures of, couples and picture of everything. Just, you know what? You guys know where to find us on social. DM us and we got you with anything you want.
I am so honored when I saw from my Brianna Cosmo Kaz, she gets all 3 names. She's also AKA, also known as, the impressions of people listening. We have listeners, Tay.
Oh, hell yeah, we do. I had one of my best friends was like, when's the next episode?
I love it. That's
it's like,
very
it's
cool.
coming, babe. That was Molly. It's coming, girl.
Well, Mama was in a depression. She'll get that.
Yeah, no, they
We have an inside joke, Mama and Tush.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys.
Wow.
Go listen to Taylor Swift's new album. Even if you're not a fan, this will make you a fan. Or even if you're just passionate about mental health, give it a listen. There's some really deep shit in there.
Yeah, apparently it's pulling people's heartstrings.
Oh,
and
it most definitely is.
She got up there and said, "Welcome to the Eras Tour," in all her sparkle and glitter. But you know what? She wasn't feeling it.
Nope, she was glittering on the outside, not the inside. And I'm so proud of her for staying with us and doing this for her fans. That shows how much she truly loves us.
So Taylor, you do know you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, right. Taylor Swift, you'd love to come.
We'll roll out the hot pink glitter the hot pink sparkly carpet, not the red carpet, but a hot pink sparkly one. And just we'll have
welcome
so much
you
fun.
with open arms.
Welcome you with open arms. You have an open invite whenever you want to come talk about mental health, because I'm your girl.
Oh yeah. So anyway, guys.
On that note, so everybody remember, don't let anybody ever burst your bubble. Don't let anybody take away your smile. Don't let anybody tell you how to live. And never, ever, 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 ever let anybody dull your sparkle.
Never.
Thank you guys for listening.
We love you with all our hearts.
Sending so much love and peace. Until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fabulously Flawed. Remember, we drop new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to subscribe and never miss a moment of this dazzling duo. Craving more sparkle? Head over to fabulouslyflawed.com for exclusive content, episode archives, and more. And don't forget to check out Fabulously Flawed on Etsy for tons of amazing products that are sure to brighten your day. Be sure to follow us on socials to keep the conversation going and become a part of our Fabulously Flawed family. Until then, keep embracing your beautiful imperfections and remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle.